lots of your students will have had experience of being taught with Korean books, especially in the public school system. Okay, so the problem with Korean books is that the language they use is not very accurate, unlike the books you use in your own classrooms, the Belt books. All right. So let's look quickly, very quickly, say the future in Korean English textbooks. All right. So let's have a look. All right. So now the misuse of future, for example, this is typical. This is where your students are coming from. This is what they've learned in school. So first of all, we'll look at an activity where the future form is used correctly, the will form. So for most Korean students, the future is will. Okay, nothing else. So here's an introduction. Read the story. Now, will is used correctly here. Why is it used correctly? Why? How do we know it's correct? Any suggestions, guys? So in other words, what's the concept which is being described here?
Prediction?
Prediction, exactly, yes. The form matches the concept. It's prediction. So perfect, no problems. Good. You think, oh, well, good, no problem. But now look at this. The number of errors. Look at this one. What's the context? Remember, context is important for the meaning. Any suggestions? What's the context?
It's not a prediction.
No, it's not a prediction. It's talking about plans which have been made, right? Agreed, guys? Yeah? Talking about plans which have been made. Yeah? Okay. And are the future sentences grammatically correct? Any errors of form? Yeah, correct. Grammatically correct. But that doesn't mean the sentences are correct, because the question is, are the future sentences conceptually correct? The answer is, does the form match the concept? That's the thing. Matching the form to the concept you want to express. All right? So plans made, plans agreed, arrangements we're talking about. For example, next Sunday. So the answer, no. So what's the concept? As we said, fixed plans or arrangements. So what form do we use for fixed plans or arrangements? To express future fixed plans, future arrangements. Plans you've made with another person and agreed. You know and they know. What tense do we use? It's got very quiet.
Yes.
Yeah? What form should we use?
Going to or present continuous.
Present continuous. The man's on the money. Present continuous. Be going to as possible, there's some overlap, but this is the central one, present continuous. So what the question at the top left here, this question, now put it into correct English. And the answer, correct English, should be what? What should the book actually say? Come on, be brave. You've been told what form it should be.
I'm planning to go on a picnic, or I'm
Yeah.
going on a picnic.
Yeah, you don't need plan.
I'm going on a picnic.
That's it, yeah. You can say plan if you want, but you don't have to. I'm going on a picnic. So what was the question?
What are you doing next Sunday?
Perfect. Now we're speaking English. And I heard you actually say, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, not what are you doing? Okay, diddly da. What are you doing? Diddly da. Okay, in English rhythm, what are you doing? What are you, not what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing? Perfect. Now we're speaking English. This is in a Korean book that they use in public schools. It's nonsense. But the trouble is, there's so many books. I went through, in our library at IGSC, got a huge library. I went through about 50 books, and nearly all of them have this kind of problem. Yeah, I just restricted to the future tense. So here another. Now here's the follow-up activity. Now, if you were doing this lesson, how would you have to correct it? So, what should the question be? Yeah, you can unmute and say something. Come on.
What are you doing?
Yes. What are you doing? Yeah. And this one?
I'm going to visit my grandparents.
I'm visiting.
Yes, I'm visiting my grandparents. There's a difference between I'm going to visit and I'm visiting.
I'm visiting my grandparents.
Yeah. And what about the last one? For the whole
Yeah.
summer. 1, 2, 3. Number 3. They live in New York. Next sentence.
They are letting.
Yeah. They're letting me stay for the whole summer. Right. Now we're speaking English.
Mhm.
What they've written here is Konglish. Yeah. They use will for everything. But different concepts require different forms. The form matches the concept. Okay. So remember the concept? Future arrangements. So what concept check questions can you ask? Do her grandparents know she's coming? Yes. They do. Because the form tells you. Do they know the date, the time? Yes. The information isn't here. But the tense tells you they know this. Because it's an arrangement. How did they know this? They already spoke to her. It's been arranged. Those are the concept check questions. That's the meaning. They spoke to her. It's been arranged. So we use present continuous. So whenever you talk about your schedule, your diary, right? It's always present continuous. Oh, what am I doing this weekend? Let's have a look. Yeah. What have I arranged this weekend? Yeah. More misuse. Listen, here's another one. Look. All the uses of will are incorrect. Okay. So all of these uses of will are incorrect. What will you do? I'll buy, I'll write. No. No. Intention already decided. Now we're looking at intentions. Number 2. I'll buy a cell phone strap. No. Now we're talking about intentions. So I'm going to buy. The different concept. Different concept, different form. Question 1. What will you do? Is arrangements. What are you doing? I'm going to buy. I'm going to write them a thank you card, right? Yeah. What would you do on Mother's Day? What are your arrangements? So what are you doing on Mother's Day? As an arrangement. So, and then she says, her intention for her mother, I'm going to buy, yeah, intention already decided. So now we've got 2 different forms for 2 different concepts. One is arrangements, one is intentions. Okay. Right. So, I mean, I'm not going to go through all of this, but you see what the problem is. Yeah. Luckily, your books don't have this kind of problem. Your built books are excellent, right? But this is to show you where your students are coming from. This is what you've got to start with. This is your starting material. I think everything is will. Because in Korean English, it's just will. You have one future form in Korean, which you add different adverbs to to show what kind of future it is. We have different forms, okay? So this is where your students are coming from. Okay, I won't take up too much more of your time. I could go on for hours about this kind of stuff. But do you have any questions that you'd like to ask myself or Renee about what you've seen this morning? Please go ahead and ask.
Does the CELTA course kind of systematically take us through the different, I guess, forms and what do we call this? I guess concepts and teach us how to hack it?
Yeah.
Great.
It goes through these, yeah. I'm not sure it does every single one, but it gives you something like this. I mean, when you're teaching a lesson, you have to, it is a language-focused lesson, then probably the concept involved, you have to understand and get across to the students. Okay? So even if it's an advanced class, you'll be doing something like, I'll be seeing him next week. I'll be at future continuous, maybe. But what's the concept behind that? You could say, it may be at a restaurant, and say, oh, he left his phone behind. Oh, I'll take it to him. I'll be seeing him next week. Why I'll be seeing him? Well, that implies you see him as a matter of course in the normal run of events. Maybe you see him at work every day.
Oh.
So you use the future continuous to imply in the normal course of events, I will be seeing him. I'll see him. So I'll give it to him. Okay. So it's a different concept. I'll be seeing him.
Wow. Thank you.
Okay.